Today is Wednesday, April the 9th, 2014. Earlier this morning, approximately 5 AM UK time, news broke that Jim Hellwig, the Ultimate Warrior, had passed away. The timing of this is, of course, absolutely tragic. The news was broke on WWE CEO's official Twitter page at Triple H, where he put up the announcement saying, "Saddened to announce the passing of the Ultimate Warrior, icon and friend. My sympathy to his wife Dana and his daughters." This news, of course, spread around the different wrestling news websites, and I follow a couple of them, and I saw them just minutes after this news broke on my Facebook timeline. I happened to be online at this time. I played my games console till early morning, and then thought I needed to check something for something I'm doing tomorrow, and I was like everybody else. I thought I'd just quickly check my Facebook page, see if there was any comments here, anything I needed to respond to, any comments, any questions, things like that. And like you said, it was roughly about 5 AM, just before 5 AM, and a couple of the wrestling news websites that I follow had it on their posts appeared on my timeline, and that is how I received the news. Very tragic, of course. There's always been for several years now many rumours, many silly posts by people on social media regarding well-known celebrities and people about if something's happened to them, or different stupid rumours and posts that turn out not to be true. So a lot of times, especially this type of news happening when it did, many people like myself were unsure whether this was true, whether this was genuine. Unfortunately, very quickly, through reliable sources such as WWE social media and the likes of Bill Apter, wrestling's #1 journalist, the news was confirmed. Bill Apter put up a video very short video on OneWrestling.com's official YouTube channel, relaying the news that this story was indeed genuine and had been confirmed to him by his reliable and official sources. Obviously this meant that we all knew that sadly Mr. Jim Hellwig has passed away. Obviously a while later, WWE put up a statement on their website, wwe.com, which states, "WWE is shocked and deeply saddened to learn of the passing of one of the most iconic WWE superstars ever, the Ultimate Warrior. Warrior began his WWE career in 1987 and quickly went on to become one of the biggest stars in WWE history. Warrior became WWE Champion at WrestleMania 6, defeating Hulk Hogan in an epic encounter. We are grateful that just days ago, Warrior had the opportunity to take his rightful place in the WWE Hall of Fame and was also able to appear at WrestleMania 30 and Monday Night Raw to address his legions of fans. WWE sends its sincere condolences to Warrior's family and friends and fans. Warrior was 54 and is survived by his wife Dana and his 2 daughters." As the statement says there, the timing of this is extremely tragic. He had just been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Unemployed right now, so I watch Monday Night Raw every week, and it was great to see Warrior come out and make the speech that he did just this past Monday. I will uh, give the speech in a couple of minutes at the end of this video. Obviously, I cannot even begin to imagine the grief his family and friends are going through right now, and I wish to send my sincerest condolences to all those who knew him, all his family, uh, all the tributes, of course, are already coming in from WWE superstars, from many different wrestling companies like TNA, ROH, to ones in Mexico, to ones in Japan like New Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, and many of the major Japanese wrestling stars as well. Everybody paying tribute to him. I'm not going to read them out on here because where do you begin? Where do you end? Whose do you include? Whose do you not include? You'll literally spend hours here going through social media posts and reading them out. One of what was trending worldwide just after the announcement was R.I.P. Ultimate Warrior, so search that on Facebook, on Twitter, and you'll find all the posts there, and you can read all the tributes from the various superstars, from of course Vince McMahon and Stephanie, I'm sure Linda McMahon, to Drew McIntyre, to Stone Cold Steve Austin, Chris Jericho, and many of your favourite WWE superstars and legends, all paying tribute. I know Hulk Hogan sent out his condolences and nothing but love to Ultimate Warrior's family. They said the circumstances are even more tragic with him appearing and reconciling with WWE. This was not intended as being a final goodbye to WWE. Some legends, some really older Hall of Famers, superstars, may appear as a final goodbye if they know they have not much time left. Like Classy Freddie Blassie did it, a couple of others have done it, Gorilla Monsoon. They knew they do not have much time left, so they come and they say a final goodbye, but this was not intended to be that. In fact, I saw a video, I believe it was on WWE.com or on WWE's YouTube channel, where he advertised an appearance. I believe it was May 23rd. For some reason, May 23rd rings a bell. I may be wrong, but certainly he made a video backstage in WWE where he advertised an appearance at an event. I believe it is called Wizard Con, certainly set for next month. And he was scheduled to appear on that, and he was trying to encourage all the fans to come to meet him, to take pictures with him. And I know that he had signed a deal with WWE for at least 3 years to be a brand ambassador, obviously to try and get the casual fans or the older fans who may remember the days of the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter and all those guys to have an interest and try and obviously have them become members of the WWE universe once again. That was his intended role, to go out to be a publicist, to be a brand ambassador for WWE. That was what he was going to do over the next 3 years or so, like many legends have done. Signed a Legends contract. Many of them do that. Even some of them you may not realise do it. They're a brand ambassador. They represent WWE at different appearances, and that's, as I said, exactly what he was supposed to do. So we were all overjoyed that he'd reconciled with WWE, that he'd come back, and I will read out, like I said, I'll read out the speech in a minute that he made on Raw, because it echoes very eerily, after considering now what has happened. So I'm struggling for words a little bit, because this is genuinely shocking, saddening. He said again, I cannot even imagine what his family and his friends are even beginning to go through, or will go through, over the coming weeks and months. And obviously, 2 very young daughters who will have to grow up without their father. It's very, very sad. Again, my sincerest condolences to everybody who knew him. Whatever you thought about him in the ring, or outside his views, it was great that he was reconciled with WWE. And perhaps even if you had views that people don't agree with, perhaps this would have been a great chance to possibly educate him, to show him, people say that human beings are true human beings if they keep learning and having new experiences and opening themselves and their eyes to different goings on in the world. Perhaps this would have been a great chance. I know he's had some controversial views, and this is not the time nor the place to go into them, but perhaps this was going to be the great chance, the great opportunity for him to experience and educate himself in even more ways, to open his eyes to what the modern, a little bit of what the modern day wrestling world at least is all about. Like I said, it's very eerily reminiscent, of course, of the passing of the Macho Man Randy Savage, who also was reconciling with WWE at the time of his passing, although he did not unfortunately make it to this point that the Ultimate Warrior did. We know he didn't look too great on Raw, but he was back in the fold, and I'm sure WWE will help out the family whatever way they need to. That's it. It's very, very tragic. As I said, he did appear on Monday Night Raw, and I will just end with what he said. This his statement on Monday Night Raw. He took out obviously the plastic mask, put it on, went really into warrior mode. This really was great to see him for the first time in over 20 years on Monday Night Raw, and be, like I said, a part of the fold in WWE, back into the WWE universe. But this is his speech on Monday Night Raw, what turned out, of course, sadly, to be his last. No WWE talent becomes a legend on their own. Every man's heart one day beats its final beat. His lungs breathe the final breath, and if what that man did in his life makes the blood pulse through the body of others and makes them bleed deeper and something larger than life, then his essence, his spirit, will be immortalized by the storytellers, by the loyalty, by the memory of those who honor him and make the running the man did live forever. You are the legend makers of Ultimate Warrior, meaning the fans. In the back I see many potential legends, some of them with warrior spirits, and you will do the same for them. You will decide if they lived with the passion and intensity, so much so that you will tell your stories and you will make them legends as well. Ultimate. You are the Ultimate Warrior fans, and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever.